and I came back to the Olympia, and that's the first time I got second to Ronnie Coleman. And that's the first time ever in my career I realized I could actually win the Mr. Olympia competition.
Alright guys, Dave Man Max 6, we're back at the Dragon's Lair for a very special edition of Be Built by Broser. Jay Cutler Desert Classic edition, Biggie.
Yeah.
You have some people in the show.
I do, the three people here. It's certainly not me.
Would you want to do the introductions? You have some people coming from California and out of town?
Okay, yeah. From California right here is my buddy Tim. He's from Bakersfield, right?
Yes.
California.
Your old stomping ground.
My old stomping ground. We got Linda here, who is from originally but moving to...
We're in LA right now, but we're actually moving to Vegas.
Escaping Los Angeles.
We're escaping. Yes,
Congratulations.
so excited.
So I'll be seeing you around
Yes.
more often.
Yes, for sure.
You got a gym membership today.
I did.
I was still, congratulations.
Best gift
And?
Over here on the right, we got Sara, who, you guys, I have known Sara now for what, 18 years? 19
Wow.
years. We've only actually seen each other in person, I think, one other time, which was about, what, how many years ago?
That was 18 years.
That was 18 years we've seen each other. And her lifelong dream has been to get up on stage, and it's been quite a story, which will help, we'll tell you during the show. But she's here, and you're here all the way from exactly?
Just north of Boston.
Just north
Okay.
of Boston.
Oh,
You'll
Jay's
hear
Jay
the
Country.
accent.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
yeah, so they're all doing Masters divisions in the show. I'm just psyched to have them here. It's going to be amazing.
All right, so we're going to train some shoulders today, you guys. But I want to talk to you each at the end to get a little bit more about, how you hooked up with Merlin. It's always interesting to see that. And then, how long you've been doing bodybuilding and all that stuff. And, get to know each other a little bit more, okay?
First, I'll torture them a little bit.
All right, let's do that.
All right.
Cool.
Okay, so for the first exercise, I wanted to do a press. And here at the Dragon's Lair, we have a really good press machine. I like this one because it kind of angles your body back a little bit, which seems to be more comfortable on some people's shoulders. And it really gives some really, really good isolation to the front delt. So we started off on this movement, and the technique that I wanted the people to use was the 4-second negatives. So they were pressing to the top, and then they were controlling the descent over 4 full seconds. Sometimes they start to move a little bit too fast. I try to correct that. The idea is to move through 4 seconds all the way from the top to the bottom. Sometimes people have a tendency to move a little too quickly through the first third of the negative. So, like I said, to the top, and a slow 4-second negative produces a lot of tension in the shoulder. And again, those negative contractions are vital for muscle growth. Okay, so for the next movement, I went to a front raise, but as you can see, I did a cable front raise, and I also utilized an incline bench set to about 45 degrees. The reason why I like to use an incline bench on this movement, and of course I don't do this every single time, but I wanted to present something new to these guys that they haven't done. So by using an incline bench, we're changing the tension on the muscle. A lot of the tension will be at the beginning of the movement because your body's leaned back. So there's more natural tension, more pull than there would be from a regular standing front raise. But because we're using a cable on this movement, there's still tension on the top. So the idea is to use a really slow movement. And as you can see, when you start the movement, they're starting with the hands a little bit off the thighs because we don't want them relaxing, one tension right from the beginning. They keep the arms pretty much completely straight, maybe a very, very slight bend in the elbows. They are trying to focus on the anterior deltoids. They lift, control, they muscle the weight up to the top, and they reach a point at the top where they can flex the shoulders and still feel tension from the cable. The cable is always pulling back on them, so there's more tension than if you tried to do something like this with, say, a free weight. So when they get to the top, I have them hold for a second, squeeze the muscle, and then use a controlled descent. I didn't have them use special 4 seconds here or there. I just had them do a controlled movement from beginning to end. And again, this angle will affect different muscle fibers, different motor unit pools, and every time you do an exercise from a different angle, even if it's a similar exercise, you will affect the muscle differently. Okay, so for the third movement, I wanted to actually do a superset. I wanted to get a lot of blood in the muscle, produce a big burn, and really get these guys pumped up before their show. So what I did was a combination side lateral movement. The first exercise was the basic seated side lateral using dumbbells, using strict form, trying to keep everybody, if you'll notice, as each one of these Tim and Sara and Linda did the movement, they have slightly different form, slightly different technique. But these are the techniques that they use to feel the lateral deltoid. So I didn't pull them out of their general technique, but they tried to do a strict movement, a full movement, full range of motion, get the elbows parallel to the floor, and just get a good contraction in the lateral deltoids. After they reached failure on that first movement, what I had them do is actually grab a pair of dumbbells 10 to 15 pounds heavier than the one they used for the first exercise, and we did partial rep side laterals. Now, the movement here is very, very short. You want to keep constant tension on the muscles. You can see that the dumbbells never touch the sides. So it's really working through about the first, maybe third range of the movement, and I'm having them try to focus on pushing the dumbbells outward, using the side deltoids, and keeping that constant tension on the muscle. This is just a different way of hitting the shoulders, of hitting any muscle group, using a partial rep with heavy weights, a way to shock the muscle, and it's a great way to finish off a superset. Okay, so normally I assign these guys, when I send them their workouts, I send them, general rear lateral movements. This time I wanted to send them do something a little bit different with them. So we did a high cable, wide grip, high pull. Sometimes people do this with a rope. Sometimes I do that. Today I did it with a straight bar. So what we did is take a shoulder width grip on the bar, or just a little outside shoulder width, depending on where they feel it more. Again, we use that incline bench. And what I did with the incline bench is I was having them set up pretty much a perfect angle so that they get that perfect line of pull, so they can bring their elbows up high, and the bar will come to about chin level. Again, each person has a slightly different ability to bring the bar up higher or lower depending on your shoulder mobility, but generally around chin level, maybe up to nose level, but the main focus is on contraction. So as you can see, they're bringing the bar back, keeping the elbows up high, and they're bringing the bar back just far enough so they can feel a contraction in the rear delts. I don't have them pull any further than that because then the traps are going to take over. So we really want to feel it in the rear delts. Once they hit that contraction point, I had them hold it for 4 seconds. And I kept reminding them, don't just hold the weight there, but actively contract the muscle. I call it hypercontracting. So they're actually squeezing back a little bit more, a little further in their minds, and really contracting the muscle rather than just holding in place. That's the technique we use for this movement. It's an amazing way to really, really crush the rear delts, and believe me, these guys felt it. So the final movement that I used with these guys, again, was a movement that I haven't really assigned to them in their workouts that I send online. So I wanted to give them something different. And again, this is a play on a side lateral. But I really, really love this movement. I use it very often in my own training. And again, it's utilizing the incline bench. As you can see, I set up the incline bench somewhere around 45 degrees in front of a low pulley. They're sitting on the bench, so basically just leaning their torso onto the bench, facing to the side. They're grabbing the low pulley handle. And again, the starting point is up above the thigh. You don't want to rest your hand on the thigh, otherwise it takes the tension off. We really want to keep the tension on the muscle, especially when we're using the cable. And they're basically going to very, very strictly lift the arm up higher than parallel, higher than you normally would when you're doing a seated side lateral, because we really want to get that contraction. We want to force some muscle fibers into play that you don't get from basic side laterals. So not only this change in angle, so the angle of pull is different, but just the effects of gravity, the use of the cable, the angle of the movement, all of these things will affect the muscle differently. And again, every time you change a basic movement, it's not the same. You're still going to affect different motor unit pools, and maybe you're going to get to fibers that have been lying dormant for years. So that's why I like to use movements like this. So this we did just very, very strictly. I was always reminding them, muscle the weight up, don't throw the weight, so that actually initiating the movement with the lateral, the side deltoid, and keeping that tension into that muscle all the way to the top, quick flex at the top, and always a controlled negative to the bottom, making sure we have a full range of motion, feeling it top to bottom.
All right, you guys, I think I'm going to title this video Team Merlin Invades the Jay Cutler Desert Classic.
That sounds good.
We have a big team this time. How was the... So I'm curious to ask you guys, you know, you're obviously all clients of Eric, you all, you know, working with him, but most people he works with remotely. Was this the first time you actually had the chance to work with him in person? All three of you guys?
Yes.
Oh, how was that?
Awesome.
Tim, you're actually from over there. You never actually trained with him in Bakersfield?
No, never trained with him in Bakersfield.
Okay.
This was the first day.
Today was the first day.
Great training, learning experience.
How different is that to actually work with him hands-on versus via internet?
It's just a little more detailed with him. You know, he really, you know, touching the muscle with you to really, you know, get the mind-muscle connection.
Yeah.
Which helps tremendously, and that'll go for the next session that I'm training on those, you know, to keep that muscle focused and that stuff. So the more I've trained with him, I've been with him just not quite a year, just under a year, but I'm getting better and better as far as mind muscle control, time under tension. It's huge for me. I've never trained like this before. And
Yeah.
it's totally awesome.
What about you, Linda? How is it to actually... I remember when I first started training with him, we weren't training partners, so he would send me my workout every day, and I was so excited every day to open the email to see what I was going to be doing. It was like so excited to go to the gym. I think that's one of the best things about training with him is just no workout is ever the same twice in a row. How was that for you?
I think I love just training, just getting the emails too. I'm very self-motivated, but still I do like to check in from time to time to just get that extra energy, and also somebody who pushes you, because even how disciplined we all are to get to this level, even sometimes it's still nice to just have that person with you to just give you that little extra push, and especially now we're getting close to the show.
Yeah.
It's really helpful. You know, we're getting tired or we're dieting. So I just really love that.
Do you train with anybody or by yourself?
No, I'm always by myself.
Okay. So how was it to train with him in person today versus just getting the workout?
Yeah. It's helpful. You know,
Yeah.
it's just it's the energy level is a little different when you have
Yeah.
that person in the room.
Well, now you'll be in Vegas all the time, so you'll get to see him all the time.
I am so excited. So excited.
That's awesome. Sarah, how was it for you? So 18 years, you guys have been almost married, like an old married couple.
He gets sick of me like this one too much, so I drive me crazy.
Sarah, you have quite the story, and I want to spend a little bit more time on you because he told me you were very big when you first started, and it was a dream of yours to compete or to be in top shape. You did it. You look great today. Tell me a little bit about it and your journey.
So I met Eric back in 2003 on Muscle Mayhem
Yeah.
Chapter's board.
Yeah.
And back then I was overweight, but not crazy overweight. And we lost about 40 pounds together then. And I was supposed to compete back in 2005. And then I got into a car accident, got hurt, and pulled out. And then ended up getting pregnant and having my kids and just letting myself go over time. But in those years, we've worked together off and on multiple times. And I've kind of yo-yoed up and down. But for the last probably 10 or 12 years, I was over 100 pounds overweight. And July of 2020, I started this journey, and I've lost 110 pounds since.
Wow.
And
You gonna give me some before pictures so I could put that in there? Because I think people are gonna want to see that.
Yes.
That's inspiring. So what's next for you?
So this
Are you on a roll now?
Oh yeah, we're definitely going to do a second one. We got to talk about that and figure out what's next. I was going to do Jay's New England show, which is next weekend, but it was supposed to be later in the month, but they moved it, so it's a little too soon.
Is this your first show?
Yes.
What about you, Linda?
This would be my 5th.
Okay. What did you do before?
I did figure always. So in California, I try to stay local. Then I ventured out to Vegas, and I'll be Vegas again. So maybe after this, I'll try different states. And the ultimate goal for me is I'm gonna be 50 soon. So
Nice.
to get a pro card at some point.
Best 50-year-old ever. Yeah. That's the goal. What about you, Tim? You ever competed before?
Yes, I've done. This will be my 5th show also.
Okay. Nice.
And this will be the first show with him under his guidance.
So, have you guys been working with different coach before? Is this the first one, or what's the story?
This is the first time I actually have a coach.
Oh, nice.
Like the way he is. Yeah.
Okay.
On a daily basis, basically. You know, I'm checking in.
Yeah. What about you, Tim?
I've worked with other coaches, but he's by far, for me, it's just a fit for me.
Yeah.
The detail, I'm attention to detail. Give me a plan to follow, I'll follow. Of course, I'm not perfect, you know.
But you're good at listening.
You're good at listening, yes. But his structures and just the different workouts and everything is just totally amazing.
Yeah.
Totally get rid of me. I'm a lifetime fan.
It's simple.
Now,
What's
yeah.
what I like about it is it's simple. It's not overly complicated, and I mean, it becomes easy after a while when you do it long enough, right? I mean, I hate to say it's easy because it's not easy, but if you do it long enough, it just really it's a lifestyle, right? So
Like he says, you know, weight don't matter. It's, you know, how you move the weight.
yeah. Why did you all choose the Jay Cutler Classic to compete in?
I'm in figure.
Okay, no, but why did you choose the Jay Cutler Desert Classic as a show to compete?
Why? Well, I've been kind of following Jay Cutler for a while. He's and I followed you guys on Instagram, and so it's really I have a connection with him and with everybody surrounding him. So, and working with Eric, who's part of that team, I just thought, you know, it's just a no-brainer on that one. I just have to do that show.
Yeah, it's a good one. You'll see.
Yeah.
What about you, Sarah?
Well, for me, it was so that I could have Eric at my first show.
Ah.
You know, we've been on
Good
this
reason.
journey together for
Yes.
so long that it didn't feel right not having him there.
You'll be much cooler head having him there.
I
Yeah.
mean, he knows I freaked out quite a few times in this prep and almost not gone a couple times. And
Well, I'm glad you did because you look good today. Yeah, you guys all look great condition. I think you're gonna do very well. What about you, Tim? Why did you choose the Jay Cutler Desert Classic?
Because he moved over here, and I've looked at before Jay Cutler. He's huge in the industry.
Yeah.
And when he moved over, then it was like she says a no-brainer. I just thought, you know, he's going to be here. And we
Yeah.
come here, let you know.
And from California, it's not that bad. It's a drive, right?
4 hours. You know,
Yeah.
from Bakersfield, it's nothing.
That's awesome. Any plan of doing any other show after this one? Have you guys decided to do anything else, or depends on what happens?
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay.
It hasn't stopped competing though
This
since
will
I
be
started
my
working with
third
you.
in a row now.
Oh wow,
Show to show.
wow.
I refuse to stop.
I know, I get it.
You
And
know?
me,
Yeah.
I'm looking maybe June 11th if Coach says it's okay. He got another kid I do on June 11th down in San Diego.
Oh yeah.
If he's you know, he's the ultimate.
If he doesn't retire.
Yeah.
If I retired, I'm afraid that people will
well, we'll stop.
keep out of retirement.
Big-
Tom
We'll be
Brady.
calling him for workouts every day, you know.
Biggie, how was it to train these guys in person? I'm always asking them what it's like to train with you in person today, but how is it for you to go from sending them their workout computer-wise versus being them in the person? I'm sure it's better.
I mean, I love it. I love it when clients who, you know, obviously I spend a lot of time individualizing programs for people.
A lot of time.
Sending them, you know this.
Yes.
No cookie cutter stuff for me.
No.
Everybody gets their own workouts every week with so many clients. And I love sending them their workouts and creating them. I feel like it's almost like when I create workouts, it's almost like I'm creating a work of art. Like I'm like, this is what I want to get right here. Oh, that's going to be perfect for them. Okay, send. But I definitely miss, I mean, when I started out as a trainer, coach, whatever, you know, I was a personal trainer in a gym. So I had the one-on-one.
Actually, before that, you would take your car to go people in their homes.
Yeah, well, that was right. That's how I started out. I used to go to people's homes.
Yes.
Take equipment with me and go to
Yeah.
people's homes all over the place when I lived in New York.
So you're very hands-on.
Yeah, so I mean, I love that part of it. You know, my career evolved in a different direction. So now to be able to work with people all over the world, all over the globe, you know, some people, like I was mentioning before to them, that I was actually mentioning to somebody this morning who inquired with me, I should say. I said, there's some people I've worked with who will live in another country. I've never met them, and I've been working with them for 8 years,
Yeah.
10 years. So having the opportunity for them to come out here and for me to actually be one-on-one with them, I just love it, because it allows me to go beyond, even a step beyond what I do in emails, because there are certain movements I can't
It's
assign
tough to
them.
explain. It's tough
Because
to
I can't be like, okay, incline the bench to this and pull it here, and then it's like, so there's certain movements I have to hold back.
Yeah.
So that's why when I get them in person, I try to show them stuff that I've never been able to, do with them online.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing that's really fun. The second thing is that I know that I can pull a new level out of them. Everybody has another gear, and I'm sure that they're self-motivated, they train hard. I know this, but I know that when I'm there, I'm gonna help them reach another level of intensity that they probably can't get themselves. But then when they see that level, they bring that with them back, and they go, "Oh, I remember what it was like to train with coach. I could do 2 or 3 more reps. I could push harder, that kind of thing." And then I also like to be able to really teach that mind-muscle connection, which is pretty much the overriding. My whole system is based on tension, not necessarily what weight you're using, creating tension. You have to create that mind-muscle connection. So that's something that I try to impart with them. A lot of times I'll touch muscles, sometimes I'll just tap them, sometimes I'll hold them to help them create that pathway. So I get to do all these things in person, and plus I love these guys. It's fun for me to be it's like a good time. We're hanging out, we're training, doing what we love. I'm so proud of them. So yeah, I love it. I love it.
Well, guys, I really want to thank you for making the trip from your, from your home state, because you came from far away for this. We appreciate you being on JTV. Best of luck this weekend. I'm sure you're going to crush it. Just 3 more days. So today's Wednesday. Yeah, so we're filming this on Wednesday. So, yeah, when is the athletes meeting? Friday night?
Friday.
Okay, so we're just about 3 days from the show. Best of luck, and I will see you there because I will be covering your show. So I hope to get to talk to you as the winners of your. That'd be awesome. I know, the official winners.
Sara, I have to say, I don't mean to diminish anything of Tim or Linda, but Sara's journey, when you guys see the pictures that we'll put up on this video,
I think it'll be motivating for people to see it.
One of the most incredible things I've ever seen, and I am majorly proud of her. so.
Well, she's smiling a lot today, so I'm sure she's happy. So, well, thank you so much for coming, guys, on JTV. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.